Hello, guys. Yesterday, I started this discussion on the insecurity issues in West Africa and in Nigeria at large. I I listed three questions. I said I will answer in this discussion. I answered the first one yesterday, which was why Nigeria should be afraid, and my reason was that the insecurity has grown. They have recruited more fighters, and it has metamorphosed from being Boko Haram to more dangerous one that have affiliates across the world. I also mentioned that Nigerians should be afraid because of the insincerity from the government too. Today, I want to answer the second question, which is how did the terrorists fund the operations? Yes, I know that many of us, many Nigerians, are thinking that there is somebody, one person or group of persons in the north, in the comfort of their parlor or room, and transferring money to these terrorists or sending them check. If you say that they receive donations from people in 2009 that the terrorism started in Nigeria, I agree with you. But at the moment, nobody sends them money, nobody give them any check. How they fund the operations is through the proceeds they receive from kidnapping. Those ransoms paid by a kidnapped victim's family, that's where they make a whole lot of money. Don't forget that the government of Nigeria has, in one time or the other, paid these people huge sum of money. Yes, government paid when school children were kidnapped in Kebbi, when church members were kidnapped in Kaduna, when church members were kidnapped in Kwara. These ones are just the recent ones. Don't forget about Zamfara and a whole lot of cases that were not even in the news. Government pay. And apart from this kidnapping, they rustle cattle. And that was why when I get into argument with people when they blame the northerners, I used to say that everybody is at the receiving end. Northerners that own cattle now don't graze their cattle everywhere because if they meet the herders, they rustle the cattle. And lastly, they make money from levies and taxes they collect from community. Whenever the government comes and say, okay, that the situation has improved because there's no Nigeria territory being occupied by the bandits, they are not bandits by the terrorists. That is a very big lie. There are a whole lot of communities in Borno, Yobe, Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto that are really under siege. And these terrorists levy them, tax them to fund the operations. Those who try to oppose or refuse, they kill them. The only thing government will always tell you, okay, they're in government places, which is irresponsibility of the government. But how these people fund their operations is through this means. You may be asking, is this money they rake through kidnapping, car rustling, and taxing levies for levying the community enough to buy weapons? No, they're not enough to buy weapons. But don't forget that these people have the capability to dislodge military locations at least of recent, you know that there will be many such incidents that happened this year. Whenever they dislodge military locations, they steal weapons. In fact, it's good to tell you that they attack military locations not to chase the soldiers. They attack military locations to be able to steal weapons, seize their arms and ammunition. Therefore, it is safe to say that most of the guns or weapons and ammunition used by terrorists were seized from the Nigerian army and police. Don't forget, when IPOB was starting, they were attacking military checkpoints and stealing weapons. And they overrun the prison and looted all their weapons. That is the same thing the ISWAP do. Whenever you hear they attack military location, it's to steal weapon. It's to steal weapon. If you want to know how it is to fund military operations, ask the government. Government spend a whole lot of money to equip the military, buy weapons for them, buy ammunition from them. So I don't think even people as rich as Dangote cannot be funding this thing since 2009 till without going broke. Therefore, their sources of funding include kidnapping, cattle rustling, and the levy imposed on communities. In my next video, I'll be talking why I say that kinetic operations is not enough to stop the insecurity.